if you're up to it, type in what city and what country you're watching from and hit enter. We'll show you on the world map. All right, so we're caught up on our comments. All right, had a little bit of hiccup there. I've told my producer, listen to me, don't anticipate, listen. All right, what else? What else do you have to share about the symposium, or do you want me to
Yeah,
chime
I
in
want
on
to do
my
my
little?
best to remember the facilitators. So we had Shirley Joseph, who's the founder of Black Canadian Content Creators.
Yeah.
Patrick Cole, who's the founder of M Kutano, and he got to show a video
Oh,
platform that they built.
I gotta stop.
Yeah.
We forgot something. Comment from Ray McMillan.
Hmm.
McMillan Group. You got me all emotional here now, Ryan. I was indeed pleasantly surprised. Thank you. Love the design of the award. Already have a spot in my office for it. We'll mount it shortly. So detailing ACBN is hit. Jacksonville, Florida.
Nice. Oh, has Ray left town already? He's back in Jacksonville?
Ray left 3:00 in the morning, Sunday morning.
Yes, he's really not about the call. So that we appreciate. I'm telling you, we wouldn't be where we are today if we did not meet this gentleman, and the insight and being able to call him and just talk about life and how the operations are going. Yeah, it's something that everybody needs in their life, is a mentor that is there when you need them. You know, like being able to connect with Ray has been life-changing, not just for the organization, but for myself personally.
I will say the same, that every time I talk with Ray, I'm better. Just like Wayne Harris. As I just thought about over the last week, I've created my own little board of directors. So I've corrected my board of directors includes, and that may not know it, but they are in it. Ray, Wayne Harris, Roger Dundas, and one or two other people are part of my board of directors. Right.
Awesome. And so I was checking on, see if I can find some of the facilitators' names. So yes, also Nikisha Moody, who's the CEO of NMCD Inc. Jillian Cordos, the founder and partner of Nexus Labor Relation Consultants. Ryan Singh was there as a facilitator, a producer and director. Camille Smith, CEO of Fitness IQ Services. And Fatima Gold, speaker, coach, and author, and one of the mentors for Sheridan Edge's Rise program. And Christopher Lawrence, marketing and branding consultant at Frequency Event Promotions. Of course, Dr. Vibe was slated to be one of the facilitators until I sent him on a mission. So thank you, sir.
We'll talk about that mission.
That's why I want to hear about it. And, Karen Rowe was also there. And Nicola Harris. So thank you to all those that were, and also Colin Grimmond. He stepped in. He's from Swobin out in Hamilton, Windsor area. So he came in for the event and stepped in as a facilitator as well.
All right. So, and Shirley has put it up here. Shirley is our producer. They say, let us know which city you're watching from if you're on the YouTube channel, and put it in the chat, the city and country. All right. And Fitness IQ goes, Ray. And Wayne Harris goes, congratulations to the Godfather. Thanks for the big ups, Doctor. Hey, right back at you. No, you're part of my board of directors. And Ray says, Macmillan Group says, love that concept, Dr. Vibe, board of directors. Please make sure your wife is already on that board. She will many times have the final say. Okay.
Yes.
Godfather speaks.
Yes.
When the Godfather speaks, he lays it down. All right. No, it was I didn't know I'd be judging on the pitch competition, but I really enjoyed it. And the funny thing is, all the contestants were Black women.
I did not even recognize that.
I said, all the contestants are Black women. I'm going, where are our Black men in regards to pitching? We'll have to lean in on that next year. But so it was good. And so it did run seamless, because by 6 o'clock, everyone's gone. Like the most stuff was gone. There were stragglers around like till the end, like that. But yeah, it was. From what I was involved in, it ran really smooth, and you had more than enough volunteers.
Yes, and that's again shout out to Shane. It was great because one, they were helping us coordinate the event, but also I made sure, and when I talked to them, to be present with the event and pay attention so that you can give feedback to entrepreneurs that you're going to connect to. Because what we want to see in the future is being able to partner entrepreneurs with teams of students from Sheridan College. So that can be one of the first team members that they hire. So now this is a great time to entrepreneurs get to meet them. So it's not that you're just meeting from scratch at a job fair. It's like, no, you're actually interacting, getting to talk. And then if you're studying office admin or HR or marketing, now you're going to have a step up because you've already met an entrepreneur that then wants to hire that position. You're going to have a step up from your classmates. So yeah. And the students, when we talked, we had a breakout room at the actual Edge office to say, what would be helpful with your student journey? And they talked about, hey, if we're going to have more, or could we have more of these events so that we can meet more of these entrepreneurs and then get support with, so if they're studying HR or wanting to look for a job, could we support them, resume writing, how to interview, how to meet, make first impressions, and then we can make those connections to entrepreneurs. So some great ideas coming from the students.
Wonderful. Hey, good morning. GR Houston Jack says, good morning, Dr. Vibe and Ryan. So good to have you. GR Houston Jack. Do something for me if you can. You are watching live on the Dr. Vibe Show YouTube channel. Put in the comments section city and country you're watching from. We want to show the world map. We got a few more entries we want to get up there. But yeah, it was a really good thing. And let me ask you something about your event. You purposely keep it to a low total. Is that done deliberately?
It is. And so one of the challenges, we put out a challenge to the audience because we want to see how people progress from symposium to symposium. So we have about 60 entrepreneurs that I would say are there, and then the rest are speakers. So there's 80 business owners in the room, but now it's to say, okay, how do we track and support people that attend? So we said, would you be willing to meet on a monthly basis? We're going to call it the Symposium Mastermind. So
yes.
Now and next year, we'll meet monthly to see, okay, how is your business actually going? What supports do you need? And we want to see that growth between now and next year. So if everybody comes to this monthly check-in, I told them tickets, I will pay for their ticket for next year. So there might not be any tickets available if everybody signs up. So getting a ticket to the symposium is going to be exclusive thing because we want to actually work with them long term.
It's a high value ticket.
Yes. And members of ACBN. So if you're a paid member, you actually get a free ticket to the symposium. So another reason to sign up for our membership.
Nice way to have a full house.
And that was I think the first time the house was full before 10 o'clock.
Whoa.
And we were worried about the weather because it was going to be
freezing rain,
but usually, it gets full kind of afternoon, so people waltz in while lunch is happening. But I do want to thank everybody that took the time to be there early so that we could get started on time. Yeah, my heart is full just looking out into the room and seeing a full house and being able to provide value to those that attended.
So GR Houston Jack says, that's cool, Ryan.
Yeah.
That's cool, Ryan. Like that. Yeah. Laugh that. That is good. All right. And you know what? Ask, because if you don't ask, you don't get. So I just want to show, thank you, GR. I asked you to put her location on the screen, and it is on there you go. She's actually watching from Arlington, Texas, where it is 51 degrees Fahrenheit, which is about probably 10 degrees Celsius.
That seems chilly for Texas.
Yeah. So thank you so much for putting in there. And we've got a North American audience today. What other? Well, it was great to see your whole family there.
Yeah, so my wife got to come share, and also Christian and Jasmine, my
Yes.
son and daughter. So Christian's 9, Jasmine's 12. So, come and just experience. And I heard that Christian was actually participating in some of the table conversations.
Excuse me.
So Christopher Lawrence was like, yo, when I was at the table, Christian was answering some questions. So yeah, good to see them getting involved. And Jasmine got to talk a little bit about her book. So Jazz and Dad started a lemonade stand. So yeah, I got to get them in the mix,
Yeah, it's even though they are back, but it's for still in-person events. It's still for a lot of people a foreign thing because we went so long without in-person events. Like there was Yvonne Clark.
Yes. Yeah.
What's her relationship with ACBN? She was I haven't seen Yvonne Clark for it's got to be 10 years.
Wow. Yeah.
And she said, you recognize me. I went, oh, wow. You haven't changed. I go, what, am I still ugly? She says, no, you're still handsome.
Yeah.
But yeah, how is her involvement with ACBN?
So I really want to thank her for taking time out of her day to volunteer with us. But she actually, I met through Patrick Cole, who is founder of M. Katano, because her running a nonprofit, and I think she has either over 100 or like 900 volunteers and students that work with her. So being able to coordinate that, she actually wants to start to teach that to nonprofits. So we were working together to say, hey, could we do info sessions about this? And how would we be able to get this capacity building information to nonprofits that are struggling to have 1, 2, and 3 volunteers? So that's how we initially met. And then, oh yeah, go ahead.
No, finish.
Yeah, and so beyond that, I was telling her about the event that we were doing, and she said, and I was asking her, we would love to get some guidance because, as you said, we had a full house of volunteers. So we were looking, okay, could you give us some guidance on how to structure being able to have this many volunteers and making sure that they're utilized effectively? So she was willing and able to come in person as well.
Yeah. It's and she runs a big organization.
Yes, and that's what we have to learn from.
Well, actually, someone like her should meet Craig, who came on a week ago today, talk about not charities and not for profit.
Very true. Yes,
someone like her should reach out to him in regards to that. So I'll be sending her a message today and just chat and just send a message and say, hey, there's someone I think you may, if you have 11 minutes of your time, you would benefit from meeting him. Because what I got, she got about 3 or 4 different charities going at the same time. And she told me she's leaving for Nunavut for 2 weeks.
Yeah, and she's doing like these retreat training things for cities.
I'm going, Mike, you're you're a charity not for profit. I say, I'm going to mind. I hope you're getting a lot of income in because these days it's challenging, especially for charities and not-for-profits, especially Black-run not-for-profits. So I'm going to definitely reach out to her and say what's going up. Fitness IQ says going to aim to be there, and on. I don't know what ONN means, but I think again
on time. I think
time next year. Yeah, she's going to be on time. That's an offline story. Fitness IQ. I heard we had a little joke in regards to that.
Yes,
she had a little joke in regards to it. So just want to go back to our map. I love people who are putting where they're coming from or signing in from. So we got C Nurse K from Ajax, Ontario, where it's 48.3 degrees Fahrenheit, a little bit about 9 Celsius. So thank you everybody for the interaction. Love it. That's fantastic. All right. What other stuff? Yeah, it was great to see a number of people hanging out. I didn't have a chance to eat the food, but I'm sure the food was good.
Yeah, I mean, it was a hit and miss. There was a couple of misses. I think the ackee and saltfish, you definitely have to let them know. Leave that to Selwyn from the Art of Catering. But the jerk chicken was good. The chickpeas and squash was really good. So yeah, we've been hearing
hit and miss. All right.
Yeah, some was good, some could use some improvement.
C Nurse K says the fireside chat with Brian Scudamore was great. He gave a lot of great advice. He also acknowledged all the great work Ryan has been doing. as Fitness IQ Cam would do. Yes. I'm sorry I missed it, but and like I said, everything seems to run really smooth.
Yeah.
Oh, Katrina Gould, is it? It's, you know what? I'm forget. Hold on. I got to get the name right because I know. Got to get it right here. Ms. Gould.
Oh, Fatima?
Yeah, Fatima. Yeah, she's been chiming in. I think sometimes on this show and sometimes on my Black Men Can Talk show. It was good to meet her face to face, and I'm going to get her to come on the show in the near future. She said, "I'd love to be on the show."
Gotcha.
We're going to have Fatima Gould doing it too. And everything. Yeah, and yeah, the weather was a bit of concern, but we didn't get any freezing rain. But it was raining pretty heavy on the way home.
Yeah, it got heavy, but luckily it was still like 1-2 degrees. So if that started to freeze, that would have been brutal.
Yeah, well, yesterday I was hanging out with a couple. They live, I guess, outside of Oshawa. I guess it was about a 45-minute drive northeast from Oshawa. They lost their power 8 o'clock yesterday morning. And she said when they're driving from Peterborough area, there were branches of trees along the road.
Oh, man.
All right.
Yeah, look, I know. I think north and further east of Toronto,
they got hit
more.
Got hit, and even today it's still like a dull, dreary day, but the temperatures are dropping. So Fitness IQ goes Fatima, bam.
Yes.
And she also says, as soon as me got to DVP, she got hit with rain, and then she says, lost power. You lost power also?
Oh no!
Come on! Oh no! That's not good. That's not good.
But yes, as we're leading up to our keynote, before we talk about the actual keynote by Dr. George Fraser, would love to hear about the interaction and the ride and the conversation that you were having initially.
Well, so let's a little backstory. So last year, Brian asked me to pick up Dr. George Fraser, and I said, amazing. So went downtown, picked him up. I had an intern with me, had a camera, and we had it's about a 30 to 45-minute drive to Sheridan College. And he recorded the whole thing. I said, yes. Turned out he sent me the video files. For some reason, there was no audio.
Oh no!
And I'm going, oh my goodness!
How's this
possible? And the thing is, I've lost track of that intern. Like I've reached out to him, hasn't been around. I can't find him. It's, all right, this ain't happening this year.
Right.
All right. So Ryan says, Friday night before 8 o'clock, can you pick up Dr. George? Said, absolutely. He's staying in Mississauga. It was only it was a 15-minute drive from Sheridan College, which is nice. Great.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say right now, good morning, Dr. Tachi. Yeah, good morning all to Dr. Tachi. Fantastic. All right, getting back to the story. So go out there, get to the front desk, say, oh, I'm here to pick up Dr. George Fraser. Oh, what's your name? Dr. Vibe. The guy looks at me. Really? Really? I said, yeah. He goes, yeah. So he calls up to Dr. George Fraser's room. She comes down in about 10, 15 minutes. I said, Dr. George, we got a little bit of time because you're not speaking till 5 o'clock. Can I get a favor from you? He says, yeah, I'd like us to do a conversation together. He says, yeah. So the restaurant was closed, but I went over there and started taking chairs off the table. They're going, oh, what are you doing? What you doing? He says, I'd like to do an interview. He goes, no problem. They cleaned out the place, etc.
Oh, nice.
And then, because if you're a content creator, you want to document things. On my iPad Pro, did a 30-minute conversation with Dr. George Fraser.
Nice.
Brought my lapel mics because sound when you're using these things or your cell phone, if you're counting on the microphone on these things, they're not the greatest. Not the greatest.
Exactly.
So we mic'd them up, put them at a table, put my iPad in a nice, good place, and then started the conversation. We chatted for about half an hour, finished it, took a quick look. I said, beautiful. Looks amazing. I'm going to be working on it the next day or two. And I'll probably on Friday, I'll show snippets from it.
Nice, nice.
Amazing conversation, because people may not know Dr. George Fraser and I go back a minimum till 2010. Minimum.
Yes.
Minimum. And that's how I started the conversation. Dr. George, I gave him a little bit of blessing as an elder. And I said, like, we met first in 2010. What's gotten better and what hasn't gotten better?
Interesting.
For Black people. So he went in on that. Okay. Dr. Tati says, good deal. Also says, DS is here. Hey, DS Food Plane, what is going on? Thank you for being around for all the he was part of the conversation last night with Black Men Can Talk, and Eddie, the gentleman we had on, who does tech for events, even outdoor events too. DS has a history of doing that, and he's done it for some people in Madison Square Garden.
Okay, what?
So I went, what? All right. We do the conversation. Dr. Joe says, hey, why don't we go get something to eat?
Okay. Nice.
And so we went to a Denny's, had a good meal there, had a good conversation. So I said, he's good, he's ready to go, etc. So we then drove to the event symposium, and I basically was his valet. You know, he says, you're my right-hand guy today.
Yes.
You're my right-hand guy. Another thing, too, people may not realize it. He drove from Cleveland up.
Right. Yeah.
I went, what?
4-hour drive.
4 or 5 hours. He drove up. So here's a man that's 81 years old, drove up, and I'm glad he stayed overnight at the hotel, and I've got to follow up with him, and so he could drive home the next morning. He says, yeah, I just drive, put on my audio book, listening. I'm good. I'm good. And we had we ate, he sold a number of books.
Yes.
Which is fantastic. And he even had some people register for his Power Networking Conference.
Yes. We got to do our Canadian delegation down to Atlanta.
Well, in the car, he was saying, you know, when I charge this money in US, how much is it Canadian? I go, add 35 points. It goes, okay. So that's why there may be not some Canadian people. I have to come back to him because we're figuring out what's a good rate to get a Canadian contingent down there. Right?
Yes.
We're communicating on that. So Dr. George was great. Actually, we closed the place. Myself, Dr. George, Fitness IQ Cam, and what's the lady? Is it Moody? Her name? Who does the entrepreneur stuff? She runs entrepreneur events. You had mentioned her name earlier.
Oh boy.
I can't.
Fitness IQ was there.
Nikki.
Oh yes. Nikisha.
So the last 4 people out were Dr. George, myself, Nikki, and Fitness IQ. We were the last people out.
Oh, man.
And he said, you know what? He says, before I get back to the hotel, I need to get something to eat. So what does Dr. George want to get to eat? He says, you got a Popeyes here?
Hey.
Sure.
Nice.
We went to a Popeyes.
Yes.
He says, you want to say, yeah, I don't usually eat this stuff, but you know, I'm not going to say no to you.
Yeah.
And then took him to his hotel. We hugged, took a picture with each other. And and actually I've got something to show.
Okay, cool.
So let's do this, because content creators document. Here is a perfect example. All right, everyone can see that?
Yes.
Here we go.
I just spent an incredible day here in Mississauga, right outside of Toronto, picked up from my hotel by Dr. Vibe, who just gives you AAA service every single time. He's a lover of people. He's full of energy. He excites me. I'm full of energy even at my age. And so it was just a memorable, lovable day. We did a nice little recording session while we ate breakfast. And it was just great. So if I'm going to be hosted by someone in any city, I would pray that he has or she has the Mr. Vibe or Dr. Vibe.
There you go.
I love it. Yes.
Yes, so that's why you document things, people, in real time. So you know I'm gonna use that.
Yeah. That's so good.
You know I'm gonna use that big time. Yeah, that was a special. That was you know, many people when they first hear what I love to do,
Mhm.
they say, "Oh, well, like what are one of the interviews you've done that like has been memorable?" And many a times I say, "There's so many of them." But
Right.
that day will stick out in my alleged mind for a
Mhm.
long time.
Love that.
And getting those wonderful words of endorsement from the heart of Dr. George Fraser.
So I'm curious, between the conversation you had or the keynote that he gave, anything that stuck out that really
Well,
resonated with what he
well,
said?
there are a number of things that he said in the conversation
Mm.
at symposium that he said with me. Now we only had half an hour. He had a little bit longer there. But one thing he didn't talk about, which I'm glad we chatted about, myself, him, was interracial marriage.
Okay. Gotcha.
Right. And he said if things go as they are right now,
Mm.
the large majority of Black marriage will be interracial by 2050.
Hey, whoa.
A large the amounts of interracial marriages happening with one partner being Black or African is increasing. And you also take a look at the impact of divorce
Mm.
in the
Okay.
Black environment. Yeah, so he did not talk about that from the podium. He did with myself.
God, yeah, okay. That it's a hot topic, and especially that's the trend that is now.
Well, especially with that show, Pop, is it Pop the Balloon or whatever it is? Dr. Tatch and I talked about it a little bit at the warm up on Friday when she was on Friday with me. But okay, let's catch up on some topics. The food plane says, "Great stuff last night. Thank you so much. You helped make it." He also says, "Hello, Houston." So Dr. Tachi's posse is invading. All right. GR Houston Jack says, "Morning, Dr. Tachi in the food plane." Food plane has a emoji glass. The Macmillan Group. Dr. Fraser is a special kind of human being. To be in his presence is the privilege. And one of the things I wanted to do by intention was have Ray and his son Stefan sit with Dr. George. So they had a few minutes of conversation. I really wanted to have that happen. I know if Wayne Harris could have made it, but he was opening up his new organization's office. He couldn't make it, but
I saw the ribbon cutting. Congrats,
yes,
Wayne Harris.
next year, I want a power session. I actually want to take a room at Sheridan College. If I have to pay, just myself. Could you imagine this room? Dr. George, Ray McMillan, Wayne Harris, Roger Dundas, and myself in a room for an hour.
Oh, that is solid. That
record that
to watch.
Record that. Just record that session would be out of bounds. All right, let's continue on with the session. Yes, we don't need that. Carolyn. I can't remember what the Carolyn is. And then how wonderful is that? It was wonderful. And the food plane, that crunch on a Popeye's chicken.
Yes.
I haven't eaten Popeye. You know what? It's probably one of the first or seconds I've had Popeye's chicken, though I'll tell you, and I told this to Dr. Fraser, you know, one of the hottest products in Montego Bay, Jamaica, Kentucky Fried Chicken.
Okay.
I'm telling you, because I think it's they have their chickens either grain fed or something. It's different than the chickens in North America. When you go to Kentucky Fried Chicken, is lineups from 9 o'clock in the morning till 10 o'clock at night. You are waiting minimum 20 to 25 minutes minimum.
Okay, it's like that. What?
So if people want to make some money in Jamaica, if you can afford to open up a Kentucky Fried Chicken franchise in Montego Bay, you're printing money. Okay, if the food plane says, "I'm curious, how did you come up with that, Dr. White?" Another time. We will get to that another time. C Nurse K. If I'm 81, can function independently and look like Dr. Fraser, give me my Popeyes.
Hey, 100%. And that was one of the, because he had 7 currencies to life.
Did you recorded all that?
Yes. So I recorded parts, so I have to put it together. But I'll send you the clips.
Yeah. Well, you know what? If we have to do it, if you have to do it again, like next year, use my lapel microphone, because you're depending on the audio from the speaker. Could have given a lapel microphone and we could have just went to town. But you know what? Yeah. And if you want, send it to me and see if I can do anything with the audio enhancement.
Okay,
with,
cool.
With that, okay. JG Marr says that's what worries the right wing so much. Maybe we've passed by what we said about that. All right. Dr. Tati, you may put that give a little bit more context to that, because we probably don't remember. Dr. Tati says the food plane, JR Houston Jack. Hey, friends, thank you. Fitness IQ goes, no, pop the balloon and interracial relations don't go together, really. Yeah. That's another conversation. And then Fitness IQ says, KFC in Jamaica is amazing. So you've had it there. You've had the KFC in Jamaica. You have? Okay. All right. Yeah, it is. It's a whole different vibe. And again, I don't eat KFC up here.
Right.
But I'll eat it in Jamaica.
Absolutely.
Go figure.
And yeah, my apologies, I have to jump at 10. But I did want to say again, thank you to yourself. Thank you to those that were able to attend the symposium. And thank you, like Charmaine Hussey knocked it out the park, making sure that I realized like how talented my team is. I just said, you know what? Don't let me interfere. Do what you need to do to get it done. And it was the best symposium that we've had. So I'm looking forward to more events that we can get entrepreneurs together.
And thank you to Sheridan College.
100%. And it's become tradition that we hold it at Sheridan. So looking forward to next year as well.
All right, man. Gone. See ya. We'll see you on Friday with Mr. Wayne Harris.
Sweet.
All right. Take care. All right, family. We still got some time to hang out. We have a free-for-all here. So are there any things, people? Oh, I've missed some comments. Okay. Fitness IQ Cam says, I'm doing that to the couple you mentioned. I don't know if, again, sometimes I'll miss a comment, so give me some context. Then also, Wayne Harris, the Black Brain Trust, I'm down. Our office's opening was lit. Good. Over 250 people came through. Congratulations. Congratulations. I would have been there. Okay. You know what's, I just noticed I have the wrong show in the description. I had no one told me about it. Come on, producers, correct me up here. Let me just change that on the fly. Yeah, it's the morning vibe. Last night was Black Men Can Talk. Let me get this right. Correctamundo. All right, let's do that. Okay, that's better. And then also, LOL and me tripod. Yes, absolutely. Yeah, Saturday was great. I know it was great for Wayne Harris's team launching their office. That was amazing. Okay. Roger Dundas, good morning. Been listening. Heard my name twice. LOL. Yes, your name doesn't go far from my mouth, Mr. Dundas, and your amazing family. Food Plane, since it's a free for all now, can you answer how you came up with the name Dr. Vibe? Okay. Unless there's something else people want to chat about. So put it in the comment section if you want to chat about something. I will also, just for one more time, put up the destination screen. Okay. Actually, we've got who's watching from? Someone's actually watching either, looks like from Lisbon, from Spain. We got a number of people in the southern part of the United States. We got some people in Ontario. It's also New York. Fabulous. But look at this. Fatima, Portugal. I know who that is. Who's watching. I know who that is. So there you go, families. All right, we're going to shut that down. Any other? And just since Roger's here, Get ready for Restaurant Week. Buy blocks. Restaurant Week is coming up in May. You think it isn't a long way away? It's coming fast. And we're going to have, the week before Restaurant Week, we're going to have a number of Black/African Canadian restaurants sharing their story. Oh, gosh. All right, we've missed some comments here. Got to catch up here. So, Dr. Tati says the original Popeyes in New Orleans is actually quite tasty. JR Houston Jack goes, what? For some fried chicken? Yeah, that's Dr. George. And then Dr. Jack says, do Jamaicans actually need the International House of Salty Chicken there? Roger, you want to come back with that? You want to come back with that one? Okay. Let's catch up with some other comments. All right. Let's see some other things here. JR Houston Jack says, I love seeing where other folks are watching. That's cool. Well, JR Houston Jack, reach out to me and I can tell you how you can set that up. Actually, the software that does it, they actually have a free plan that you can use, and you can get a lot of these things for free. Food Plane says it's great to hear that Restaurant Week happens in other countries. Absolutely. Roger Dundas says Restaurant Week happens in almost every country. There you go. JR Houston Jack says, sweet, thank you. Yeah, it's a great software. Actually, I'm going to use another aspect of it before the show ends today. All right, what other topics do you guys want to chat about today? What other topics are on the agenda? I don't, I could talk, Food Plane wants to know about how I got the Dr. Vibe name, and I'll certainly share that in a moment, but I'd rather have all of you drive the conversation. Wayne Harris says KFC in Jamaica is a minimum 1 hour. Yes, I was being conservative. Minimum 1 hour wait time. Okay, Fitness IQ Cam is now ordering me because she likes to run things. Hi, hello, answer the question. All right, the how did Dr. Vibe come into place? Many years ago, and I've said this on other conversations. I think I actually said it on Ron Foster's conversation on his program last week. When I had hair, I used to work at Adidas Canada. In fact, I was their second Black Canadian hire in their office in history. At the same time, I was a marketing rep for Universal Music. For many people who I shared this with at the time, that you've got the ideal job. You're working at Adidas Canada during the day, and part-time I was doing marketing stuff for Universal Music. Actually, I was either the first or second marketing rep who was Black that was hired by a major label in Canada. I was one of the first 5. That's for sure. That's a whole other story. 1 year at Adidas, at Adidas, I was actually their inside sales rep for soccer accounts at Adidas Canada. That's when they were sort of located in the GTA, and then they moved further north to Vaughan. Another story altogether. Adidas having a Christmas party, and the music was popping. It was popping, and I was getting into the music, and there was a footwear manager named Stuart Smith. Yes, I remember his name to this day. I should actually look him up on LinkedIn and thank him for this. He said he saw me getting into the music, and he says, "You got the vibe. You're Dr. Vibe." Bam. That's how I got the Dr. Vibe. So Roger Dundas says KFC in Jamaica is a cult. Yes, it is. It is a serious cult. Like I'm saying, if you've got deep pockets and you want to open up something in Jamaica that will be printing you money, hello, you're good. JG Mar says, I sure you got free sneakers while working at Adidas. Absolutely. Got free stuff. Also, employees anything we wanted to buy from the catalog was cost less 25%. So it was like dirt cheap. Dirt cheap. It was a great gig until they moved their distribution offices and said, well, you have a choice. You can either move to our Montreal office or take a payout. And the funny thing is, a few months before I was elected the employee of the year, I still have the statue in my room. Employee of the year, and they couldn't keep me in the Toronto office. Go figure. Hello. Food Plane says there are 195 countries and only 15 to 20 countries participate. Oh, in Restaurant Week. Wow, that's interesting. There you go. Oh, for the foodies, and people know I'm a huge foodie. One of my favorite shows is Top Chef. So the American Top Chef, because there's Top Chef in other countries. The newest season is about 3 episodes in. It was filmed in Toronto. So it's called Top Chef Destination Canada. And really love the series. Love the series. Really, I'm a little bit of a, yes. Yeah, Foodman says, yes, they are in Toronto. Absolutely. Food Plane, are you happy you got the Dr. Vibe story? And that has stuck for years and years and years. So whenever I go to events and they ask you to put your name on your name tag, I put Dr. Vibe. So either people are going to say, hey, what's going on with that? It's a great icebreaker, or they're going to go, Dr. Vibe, no problem. All right, Dr. Tachi says, it would seem that in many countries, cooking at home is more of a thing than eating at a restaurant. Interesting. Roger Dundas has been to over 300 Black-owned restaurants in Canada. I'd love Roger to chime in on that if he's available. Food Plane says, thank you. Top Chef has been around for many years. Yeah, it has been. So Food Plane, let me ask you, do you like Christian as a host, or do you miss Padma? Or do you like both? I'm now into the new hosts. The first year was but I'm liking the new host. But I still do miss Padma. Okay. What else do people want to share about today? You got your Dr. Vibe story. What else is going on? Oh, so Food Plane, thank you. Says, I watch your show because I love your vibes. Appreciate that. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Food Plane says, Padma is special. However, I like the new crew. Yeah, Padma is very special. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. That is great. Good stuff. How was everyone's weekend? Ryan told you about his. I told you about mine. Well, how was the weekend? Also, another question for everyone. Are you liking the interactive engagement stuff? Do you like seeing the country stuff? The question stuff we do, the polls. Are you digging that? Would love to have some feedback. As I said, I spoke to the software company actually a week ago today, and I gave some feedback. A number of you had told me the print needs to be larger, so they're working on that. They got some other things going down. Okay, Shirley says yes of OFC. Yes, of course. Of course. All right. What else is going on, family? Again, coming up on Friday's show. And I'm going to see if we can invite another host. We have coming up on Friday. Wayne Harris will be talking about still having to talk about the Canadian federal election. We have to. Interest rates, debt, investing, home buying, car buying, etc. So that's what's coming up on Friday. And then on the following Monday, Karen and Nicole will be with us. Fitness IQ Saturday says Saturday was so wonderful, spell check, but to rest all day Sunday, golly, yeah. Sunday was I was tired on Saturday, and I had to be on an online conversation with about 25 people from around the world, 8 o'clock that next morning. I was tired, and that lasted 2.5 hours. So it was tired. So Fitness IQ corrects herself and says, wonderful. Yes, I know what you meant. Roger Dundas says, Top Chef season 22 is Destination Canada. Yeah, we mentioned that, but absolutely. And Fitness IQ says, wowzers. Yeah, I was tired yesterday afternoon. And I'm glad I had a little bit of a break to relax. And I had to do a show last night at 8 o'clock, but I needed that relaxation. That's why I'm not doing too much this week. The last few weeks have been a lot of go, pulling it back a little bit for the first few days of the week. Plus, I had to pick my parents up from the airport. It was on Wednesday. So that was crazy. A lot to go on last week. A lot going on last week. But yeah, Dr. Tachi says, I really like the interactive engagement. Yesterday, I went to a Brazilian spot for lunch. Beautiful covered outdoor place that was a former gas station. What? I had a fantastic blue pea flower chai. What? I haven't had chai in so long. It's very high in sugar, though. But that sounds so nice. So nice. Excellent. Glad you had a good Sunday. Glad you had a good Sunday. Yeah. Weather here in Toronto has just been rain, but it's warmer, rainy, but now the temperature is going to drop. Yes. So JR Houston Jack says, oh, Food Plane goes, well, Dr. Tachi. She's living the good life. By the way, Dr. Tachi, I love your glasses. The glasses you wear when you're in the car, they are so on point. And JR Houston Jack says, OMG, Dr. Tachi. There we go. There we go. But yeah, it was, I'm still, just staying low key for the first 3 days of it. Plus, I got a lot of content to do, and I've been really digging in. Oh, Dr. Jack says it was so good. It was so good. And I've been really digging into some AI software, really digging in. Like I spent like an hour and a half last night trying about 15 different AI software. Speaking of which, does anyone have, you know what? I'm going to run a quick poll. I just thought about it. Okay, let's see if I can run this really quick. Maybe. Okay, I'm going to do it this way. Okay, I just thought about this. Yeah, this is where, so I'm just going to show you this software again. I'm going to be asking a question, and this is for people who are watching on the YouTube, Dr. Vibe YouTube channel. And short answers you can list. We're doing it right now. Okay, let's move forward here. All right, and you can put down 3 or 4 answers, like put down an answer for each one. So here's an interactive question, right quick. All right, here we go. So if you are watching the Dr. Vibe show on YouTube, here's the question. What are some of your favorite AI tools? So you can put down 2 or 3 of them, but just separate each one by a comma. What are some of your favorite AI tools? Be very curious. Now, yeah, AI is crazy. Yes, it is. Food Plane says AI is crazy. Fitness IQ goes, which ones? Aha. And also Food Plane says AI is crazy. Food Plane says it's amazing where technology is. I agree, the Food Plane. All right. I'm going to show our little screen. Oh, you should be able to see it right now. So Shirley says DeepSeek. Fitness IQ Ken goes ChatGPT. Food Plane, ChatGPT. What are some of, and I think you can answer more than one. So if you have any more, you can put them in. All right. Oh, JR First Jack. I hadn't heard of First Draft. JR Houston Jack, Cast Magic. Yes. Also says First Draft Ninja. Dr. Tachi, ChatGPT, Sora, Gemini. All right. Cast Magic. Yeah, you know what? I need to know about Cast Magic. Okay, Fitness IQ Cam will get an explanation because that's the only thing challenge about this software. It'll pick up anything that's put into the YouTube chat. But Cast Magic, and I think I've mentioned this content creator's name, Tanya Smith. She just did a really dope YouTube session about Cast Magic. I think she's actually offering a course. Okay, Grammarly. I haven't used that for a long time. Is there still a decent free version of that? Because I had heard that they changed the free version of that. Okay, we got other things going down. What are those? See, what are those tools? Maybe we're gonna have to. Maybe you know what we should probably. There will likely come a day where we can purchase a robot buddy, a robot to keep you company. It can talk and answer chat like that. Okay. All right. Actually, there was a new one that I've just been introduced to that's a China. I can't remember the name. It's based in China, which I'm a little bit leery about. But I've had good recommendation about it. J.R. Houston Jack, we need to have you on the show because it seems that you are all in with this AI. Pickaxe. I'm sure some of these people are watching live on the replay you've never heard of before. All right. So a whole pile of, I have a list right now. I just got a new good list of about 10 to 15 of them. Should I give away one of the good ones that's out there? Some of you may know it, some of you may not. Do you want Dr. Vibe to give a little take on one of his favorite ones right now? It's getting harder to tell what's real and what's AI. 100%. Yeah, 100%. 100%. I agree. So I've shut down. So look, thanks everyone. There's Firefly, Copilot. All right, you're still doing stuff. Okay. Love it. Okay, I'll put it back up because obviously people are still contributing. There's been some additions. All right. So here's an update on what's going down. And J.R. Houston just says, I do love Copilot. All right. Okay. I'm going to shut the interactive down now, but thank you everyone for your interaction. 100% love it. Okay. We go down. All right. J.R. Houston Jack, you are on fire with AI. Does anyone want one that I suggest? Anyone want me to suggest one that you may or may not know about? Oh, gee, yes, great image. So are you saying that Copilot is a great image generator, Dr. Tachi? I haven't tried it for that. Is it good? If it's good, I actually, you know what? I'm going to pull up my notebook right now. I'm going to go over my notes. Okay, so it is a good image generator. Good. Oh, I'm always open for new tech. Fitness IQ says yes. Dr. Tachi says yes. Okay, let me I'll go over it after the show's done. I'm going to write down all of these, and I'm going to do a little testing myself over the next 2 days. All right. Yes, I get good images from Copilot, Dr. Tachi says. I get good images from Copilot. All right. J.R. Houston Jack, Dr. Tachi, I create my phone wallpapers with Copilot. All right. I respect both those content creators. So you know what Dr. Vibe's doing? He is writing down to do some testing of Copilot for image creation. And Dr. Tachi says, J.R. Houston Jack, that's an excellent use case. Copilot image generation. Is it free, the Copilot image generation? It probably is. Probably is. Okay. Yes, it's free. Thank you, Dr. Tachi. Yes, it's free. Great. All right, there's one I haven't seen mentioned yet via Dr. Tachi, via GR Houston Jack, and anybody and Fitness IQ Cam. And I think she knows about this one. I'm sure I know Dr. Tachi does, but I didn't see anyone mention it. All right, one of the AI tools I love is Notebook LM. Who has heard about Notebook LM and who's used Notebook LM? It's a Google product. Has anyone used it? Fitness IQ goes, okay. Wayne Harris has never heard of it. GR Houston Jack says, I've heard of Notebook LM, but never used it. Heard, haven't used it yet. Okay. Should we do a live demo? Would you guys like me to do a live demo of Notebook LM? Tell me in the chat. Let me just see if I can note. I don't want to keep you family too long. Dr. Chesney says, yes, from Google. Yes. Okay. All right. So Wayne Harris is saying do it. So if one of my board of directors is suggesting something, let's make it happen. Okay. Let's go create. Okay. Create new. All right. Okay. Let's share screen here. When you go into Notebook LM, I've created some previous ones. I'm not going to show you. Let's Chrome tab Notebook LM. All right. Can you see that? So sources let Notebook LM bases responses on the information that matters to you. All right. So you can upload documents from your Google Docs, Google Slides. You can give a website link, YouTube link, and put in copy text. Let's see. Choose a file. Okay, I'm going to put up a website. So I'm going to put up, there was a gentleman on a week ago from today, Craig Switson from Raymond James. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put, he has done a series of conversations with nonprofit leaders asking their best insights on not for profit. So YouTube. Let's see what it comes up with. I haven't done, let me just see if it's going to do it here. Config, paste the YouTube. Okay, you know what? Let me put this. Why don't I just put the Dr. Vibe Show? Make it easy. Why is it not? Oh, paste the YouTube URL. Okay, I think what it's looking for is for me to put a link, an actual YouTube show link in there. So just bear with me a second and I will put in a link and see what it says. So sorry for the delay. There. Okay, let's do this. All right, link. We're doing this on the fly, so bear with me, family. Okay, good. Okay. So you see what it's done. I put in the link from a recent version, a recent episode of Primetime Saturday, and it gives you a transcript. You get an automatic transcript. So it summarizes. It's about an hour and 30-minute conversation. It gives you a summary. What do you think about that? So there's show notes for you automatically. Done. So if I wanted to do a summary of the show, bang, I can do it. Very cool. Yes. Now, you want to take it to another level. It can create like an audio podcast. You're going to hear a summary of the show with 2 guests, audio wise. Excuse me. Run the URL of the Trump Biden debate. Yeah, that I'd have to dig on that. If you're willing to hold on, I could see what it said of that, but I want to show you this feature of it. And this is free. This is free. What Notebook LM is doing right now is it's going through the transcript or going through the video, and what it's going to do is create a audio summary between 2 voices of the conversation. It's going to take a little bit of time, so hang with me, because it's an hour and 20-minute conversation, so it may take a little bit of time. What I'll do is when it comes back up, I will bring it back up. What do you think? And that's just high level use of it, but it's a great tool. It is an absolutely great tool. J.R. Houston Jack goes, interesting. I thought you would have known about that one. Let me just, does it? Okay, let me just see if it's created the, yeah, it's going to take a few minutes. No need to stick around. I should have picked a shorter piece of video, but right now I'm trying to hang on as long as possible to see it will create that dialogue. Great tool. Great tool. Absolutely. That is one that I use a lot. And that summary is amazing. Absolutely amazing. Absolutely amazing. Goes through all the audio. Nice little tight little summary. J.R. Houston Jack, I admit I don't use a lot of Google products beside YouTube, of course. Yeah. Wayne Harris says, got to bounce. Enjoy the rest of your week. See you all on Friday. Right back at you, Wayne. Big time. Big time. And that's another thing. So individuals, so this is one of the things I can maybe offer now. Individuals like Wayne, Carol Nicole, Minnie on Camera, Ray. I say, hey, here's the URL to your show. Go into Notebook LM. You get a summary. Put it on your whatever platforms and put the link for the replay. Bang. Bang. It's a great win, but Notebook LM. Okay, it's too bad, Wayne, you left. It's okay, so this is what you can also get, an audio overview. Listen to this. All right. So you heard a bit of that. So it provides that audio summary. So I'll just share my screen again quickly because I didn't realize you didn't see it. All right. As you can see, top right-hand corner, there's an audio button. So it took some time to compile, and I'll play a little bit of more.
Disingenuous and literally impossible. It definitely makes you wonder, what are these so-called core functions that they supposedly want to retain?
Right. Well, that's the million-dollar question, isn't it?
Yeah.
The information we have lays out quite a list of what the Department of Education actually does.
Ugh.
Things many people might not even fully realize.
Mhm.
We're talking about the school lunch program, for instance.
Right.
And importantly, the department's role in determining which schools qualify as Title I.
Right.
that designation isn't coming from the USDA, even though they provide the food.
Right.
So, you know what this really highlights for you is the sheer breadth of the department's influence,
Yeah.
touching nearly every aspect of education from.
All right. There you go. There you go. There was no sound. Now there was. Okay. Sorry about that. Incredible. Yeah. My apology that there was no sound at the beginning. What do you think? Dr. Tachi says incredible. J.R. Houston Jack goes, emojis. I want different races' voices. Got you. Got you. Well, with Google's rollback of diversity and inclusion, equity inclusion in initiatives, you may not get that. So that means there's opportunity for someone to create something like this with cultural voices. Dr. Tachi says Fitness IQ Cam, absolutely different dialects. There you go. Fitness IQ Cam says, tried, I think you're saying tired of what only white voices. Okay. You know, it would be really cool if Google could do this with their LM, put the voices of the participants, well, you know, they'd have to record it or put it there, use their voice tone in that, but it obviously that's a whole other conversation piece. Okay. That is Notebook LM. For those who haven't seen it or heard about it, definitely check it out. There is definitely enough YouTube videos about it. Fool around with it. It can be a game changer. You know, you could have a transcript of something and it create those two voices. It creates a summary for you. Bang, right there. So just type Notebook LM in your favorite browser space, enter, and fool around with it. And also just check it out. All right, we're done for today. As always, please subscribe to the Dr. Vibe Show on YouTube and hit the notification button. We're at 17. I think we're over. You know what? I gotta look. I was saying at the beginning, I said we're at 1750. Yes, we're over 1750 subscribers. We want to hit 1760. So if you haven't yet and you are up to it, please subscribe to the Dr. Vibe Show on YouTube and hit the notification button. Also, like the Dr. Vibe Show on Facebook, LinkedIn, and Instagram. Also, join the Morning Vibe Discord group. Please feel free to email me, dr.vibe@thedrvibeshow.com. Advertise your business, product, or service on any of the platforms that I'm on. Again, dr.vibe@thedrvibeshow.com. Coming up on this Friday's show, we have Wayne Harris, who'll still have to talk about the Canadian federal election. Yes, interest rates, debt, investing, home buying, and car buying. If you want to get a hold of Ryan, RyanO'NeillKnight.com. That's with a KN, not an N. LinkedIn, Ryan O'Neill Knight. Instagram, at Ryan.Knight99. Myself, the drvibeshow.com, YouTube, Facebook, and LinkedIn, The Dr. Vibe Show, Instagram at the drvibeshow, and then X at drvibeshow, email dr.vibe@thedrvibeshow.com, and also Blue Sky at drvibe.sky.social. You can watch replays of the Morning Vibe on the Dr. Vibe Show on Facebook, YouTube, and LinkedIn. You can also watch it at the Afro-Caribbean Business Network on Facebook and Ryan O'Neill Knight on YouTube. Okay, we got two more comments. J.R. Houston Jack says there are possibilities there for sure. Yep, and also clap emoji. Thank you, J.R. Houston Jack. Thank you for your support, all of your support, live on the replay. It's appreciated and not taken for granted. Okay, as we close out, live your life as a dream. If you can dream it, you can make it. Sometimes you have to get smaller to get stronger. Block assumptions. Aim bigger, aim better, aim higher, aim wider. Love, faith, and respect. Don't just manage your time. Manage your energy. Remember to give yourself grace. And if you're not making money, make history. Try to do both. And as always, make it better. God bless. Peace be well. Keep the faith and walk good.
This whole thing of using your business with plant-based products, don't you think your life should reflect that too?
Juke him, Carolyn. Juke him. The family loves us here because they're saying Fitness IQ Can says put a wig on to get in.
Oh my gosh.
Like the ideas are just coming fast and furious here this morning. What? Okay, look at this. Global Women Ambassador. Good morning. Look forward. Okay.